Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the South Austin Fish Room. Still working on an intro for you guys. I can make a thumbnail. I didn't spend a lot of time choosing that one, and I mean, it's almost controversial. But I typed in fish related into the Canva template thumbnail thing, and that's what I came up with. I didn't change it much. I just threw some stamps on it that were mine, and got it up there. It has been a busy week, everybody. I'm sorry I've missed everybody in the streams. Let me see if I can find chat comments. There we go. There's a couple people. Only Oscars early in there. Craig's Catfish Cave. Welcome, welcome. Coral Works. He's ready. Deb says good morning. Good morning, Deborah. I miss Fishymon. I hope he's doing something cool with his Sunday mornings because I miss him on the Depths Unknown, y'all. I know I'm not the only one. I felt like those two worked well together as far as like being entertaining. Um, so yeah, man, long week. What we're looking at right now is a 10-gallon. This is on the top of my rack, so I've got it stacked on the other rack, looking across, so I couldn't get very close. But that is how I walk into my fish room, right there. My head goes right where that tank is. As I walk into the main area of the garage, the over to the right, that extension cord is coming from behind the washer and dryer. So a side view. These guys belong to my friend Jack, who lives down the street. Um, he took them to a fish swap to sell them, and they didn't end up selling. But so I took them in, and uh, I have really, really enjoyed them like quite a bit. And as you can see, there's like 3 fry in there. And then you can see into the tank behind it, and there's like a million fry. Those are all the endlers. The endlers are the next tank over. But there's some Swasser tang in there. Um, I don't know whether there's Java moss still hanging on in there or whether it's become mulm. There were Java ferns connected to all of that wood, and it promptly died in my care. Um, right, Debs, you know what I'm talking about. For me, that's Sunday morning, and that's the end of my 3 shifts for the week that I normally work. So I listen to jazz on the way home, and then I step right into that easy stream, and that begins my weekend. I have a weird schedule. I work at night, and things have been topsy turvy at work, and one of the other night shift guy has been MIA. Um, so I worked the last 6 days. So I already got my week off of COVID taken care of, replenished. So it has really impacted my time talking with you guys in chat and things like that. So it has been hard in that regard, but I mean, like, hey, man, make hay while the sun shines. You know what I mean? Like with the shift work stuff, if you if you have the opportunity to work and you don't have anything pressing that you need to do instead, like go make that money. I mean, everybody here has bills, right? We all understand that. And man, I'm not even like wore out and like can't it's not like that. I've got a very chill job, so uh it just is it is actually putting in time at another location. So, you know. But I have been catching some replays. I think I'm behind like two on Vibes' stuff on his live streams. Um yeah, and I think I'm missing like part of Thursday. But that's the tank we're looking at tonight. These tanks are 2 weeks without a water change right now. So everything's getting a water change tonight. The process always starts with pulling duckweed off of all the tanks. And I think I'm gonna feed that to the goldfish. They still haven't been fed today, and they are agitated because they haven't been fed. And they've seen me pass by their tank in the living room several times while I was getting ready for the stream, so they're just sure that I'm mad at them. But I'm gonna give them duckweed and let them go into a chewing kind of dormancy. They get there, but they'll continue to eat at the duckweed until it's gone. Like they're really funny about it. Hello, Ms. Gina. Love your stream. I don't know what's going on with the Pokemon cards. I have watched a couple of episodes of the early Pokemon. I love Team Rocket. I love the Team Rocket blasting off again bit, you know what I mean? Like, so I've always enjoyed that. And I too am very interested in any of the cards that are very shiny. So when you get excited about the shiny cards and you're like, dude, I'm excited because it's shiny. Like I feel included even though I'm not actively like participating in this hobby. And I feel like you're really going to get a lot of draw. You know what I mean? Like even if you don't know anything about it, you are welcome there because you explain. It's like, dude, it's shiny. And it's just like, hey man, everybody gets that. So I'm glad that I'm not so far behind. It made me feel good. I was like, well, see, but I very much enjoyed that stream. Always interesting to see what's going to pop up that's unique. So yeah, these are leer tails, and there's a leer tail male in there, but apparently one of the other non-leer tail. I don't know because I heard the leer tail males can't mate, and that makes sense. And the leer tail swordtail that I've got, I mean, definitely like that podium is like 3 times as long as I think it should be. And yeah, I don't it doesn't look to me like it would be functional, but I don't know. Oh, only Oscars found a Pokeball for a giveaway. Hey man, I'm down for that. Like I said, man, I'm gonna be lurking and doing water changes this evening. So I'm just getting torqued up right now. With a little coffee, you know. Um I took a shower. I don't know why that's important for me to tell you guys, but I mean like it did require effort, you know what I mean? So Feel like that needs to be put out there. My hair is washed. I mean, coral, I call it leer tail. Um, that's what sounds right in my mouth. But I mean, it is spelled liar, you know what I mean? And it, yeah, I mean, like you possibly, I mean, liar tail might actually be like what everybody says. Like, this is my first time keeping them, and I freaking like love them. Like, they are freaking cool. I love like their bright colors. One of the males has a big long orange sword, but the sword, it has black on the top and bottom of it, so it's outlined in black. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. And I'm curious to see what these babies look like. These babies just look like a small female like swordtail, like, so there's no sword or anything, but like they look like the adult body and shape and everything, like from the jump. So they look like little adults, like they're all colored up like from the jump, like they were like really little, like half a centimeter, and it looks like an adult fish. And I'm like, that's so cool. All right, Mexicali, you're headed into work for your last night shift. That's excellent. Hey man, yeah, dude. So yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, like I mean, like you're working at your job and stuff like that, but I mean, like other than having to like get up on, a schedule to like show up somewhere on time, it's really not too bad. So when you end up having to like work a whole bunch of days because of like staffing issues and stuff like that, like, you know what I mean? Like you pick it up. Of course, Mexicali, you might be knowledgeable enough and stuff like that to where you're having to cover shifts. Are you getting I wonder if, well, you're driving, so it's a talk for another time. But are you hourly? Because I mean, like I'm a nurse, right? So like that's like an hourly gig. You have to show up somewhere and actually do something, and document it, and in order to get paid. You know what I mean? Like if that gets messed up in any way, you know what I mean? Like it's a thing. Yeah, Coro. I can listen, but my client's awake the whole time that I'm there, like until like 5. So basically, like we like hang out and watch movies and stuff like that. Like there's plenty of like medication, you know what I mean, things like that. Um, but I mean, like it's all like helping somebody out, you know what I mean? So like if you're sitting in the room with somebody and they can't do it for themselves and they ask you to do it, like, yeah, okay, that's easy. You know what I mean? So like that's basically the job. It's should it be a bad day and something go wrong, you know what I mean? I can sustain this person's life until emergency personnel show up and we go into the hospital and whatnot. Then I can speak for them. I can speak for them when they can't. You know what I mean? And like, you know what I mean? So that the next person, like escalating his care, like gets all the information that they need. So yeah, I mean, like most of it is supervision. So yeah, during those last 2 hours of the shift is where like I catch up on replays and stuff like that. But it requires a little bit more attention than that. But I mean, like I've been watching what I watched Jason versus Freddy Krueger. That was pretty good. We've run out. Like it's late in the month now, and we started with horror movies at the beginning of October because I mean it's freaking Halloween. Like let's watch horror movies. So we've been watching a lot of horror movies. A lot of them have A lot of them have been bad, but we make fun of those as we go, so it's kind of fun. Scolding the characters for making poor decisions that are going to cause them trouble later. You always yell at them for running upstairs when they're in when they're in a home invasion situation. I was like, don't do that. Gina, it is not a bad idea. Um, uh, Getting into home nursing care for your son soonish. Yeah. Yeah. I would do that. Uh, that would be fun. My wife does want to move. I don't know whether she wants to move to St. Louis though. She wants like 9 acres, and I don't know whether she wants to do the homesteading stuff or not. I think she might not. She might just like want to be in nature and away from the city. You know what I mean? And we've got that crazy Austin uh housing prices and stuff like that. Our home is worth twice what it was when we bought it. So you know what I mean? Like we can punch that ticket once, not to stay in Austin because everything here is expensive, but we can punch that ticket and get out of town, and set up somewhere else, and be doing decent. Um, Coral Works. I should get her that book, 10 Acres and a Dream, or whatever it's called. Yeah. Uh, that meme where oh man, gosh, I'm blanking on his name right now, but all right, all right, all right. That guy, sitting in a chair and some weeds in the middle of a field, like drinking whiskey, and he's giggling. And it's just like, like my friends talking about like moving out of town and like buying 10 acres, is like he's laughing. He's like, I'll do it. That's basically where we're at. But yeah, man. That would definitely be a thing. But yeah, yeah, Gina, that is in the works at some point in time. But Gina, I'm just saying, like, that is something that I am uh like open to, caring for family members of friends, caring for like my friends, like elderly parents, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I am open to that, and I feel like that might be coming like in the future. You know what I mean? I've got more than one friend that has said when it comes time for that, and my mom does need a nurse or something like that, I might be interested in hiring you for that. Um, you know what I mean? And because it's somebody, and that person is going to be taking care of your parent, and a lot of times, you know what I mean, like it's a home health agency, you know what I mean, so you're dealing with some company, you know what I mean, and they send somebody out, you know what I mean, and like everybody's different, you know what I mean, and like you don't know this person, but when somebody's working in your home, you get to know them rather quickly, and it's definitely not easy, but it can be work. Glow light Danios that are gorgeous from Dan's. Filling up the box. Yeah, dude. Coro. 5 Acres and a Dream is the book. All right. Blue Kachu tetras. I don't even know what that is, Nathan, but good on you. I still haven't kept the telts. Uh, yeah, Gina, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like 10 acres and a mule is what you get from the government back in the day when you could kick people off their land with a little bank paper that says you own it. Yeah. Okay, so Mexicali says hourly with differential pay. So yeah, so Mexicali has probably been in the same situation that I find myself in right now. And honestly, it's a huge ego stroke. You know what I mean? Like when there's a need and like something comes up and you make yourself available for that, like I don't know why that makes me feel good. Like, and it's supposed to be suffering or whatever, but it's not. I worked a bunch of hours this week, but you know what I mean? Like the job is mostly supervision and, you know, very little heavy lifting. So very happy to help out. Um, because Gina knows that when you have, uh, or if she doesn't know, when you have home health agencies and stuff like that, it's like, yes, they will provide nurses as there are nurses, but ultimately, if they can't find somebody to work the shift, then it's on the parents. So just because you get the nursing hours and you have an agency doesn't mean that it's going to get filled. And when it does get filled, it's hard to keep that going because people get sick, people go on vacation, and all of that. There you go, Nathan. These are the hard lessons that we learn as fish hobbyists. Yeah, just because there's more room in the box doesn't mean that we have to fill it, but the urge is there. You know what I mean? Yes, it feels good. It feels good to be a team player. You have to watch out for critters. Yes. And there's also a horror movie called Critters. I remember it. I remember it from my childhood. And I don't think that we've watched this one, but I think he's been watching horror movies with the other nurses. So I'll have to see if he's seen it this season. If he hasn't, Critters is a good one. Critters is a good one. There were a couple that we couldn't watch that I think he would have really enjoyed, but it's all behind a paywall that we don't have. Um, and I kind of expected that because I think Kevin Smith is I think that he is very involved with the work that he makes and stuff like that. And I think that he after he's made it and stuff like that, he will I think he won't take lowball offers from like streaming services and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So like it's not on Netflix because he couldn't get the deal he wanted. Or maybe he's just not interested on it being on that platform. I'm not sure. But I wanted to show him Red State. Has anybody seen Red State? By what Kevin Kevin Smith, right? Yeah. The director, he did Mallrats and Dogma. So many good movies. And then there's another one that he did. That one was Tusk. Kevin Smith also made my favorite Christmas movie, Krampus. It's my favorite Christmas movie. Not for children, but such a good flick. What is Craig talking about? Let me go back some more. Jigglypuff Pokemon came in. There we go. Jigglypuff. Yep, hospice nurses. Hot spice. Okay, yeah. Hot spice. It's hospice, yeah. Um, yeah, I've thought about that as well. I interviewed for a couple of positions. That's a special kind of work. There is the stress of loss and dying, but there is a healthy way to look at that. But you are working with families and patients that the patients themselves are at end of life and stuff like that. So you've got to help them through that grieving process. So there's a lot less jokes and laughter. But there still can be, you know what I mean? But you got to get there. There you go. Cora says his mom used to provide respite care for some special needs kids because she was a special ed teacher's assistant person for a while. But I know some require actually nursing licenses or whatnot. Yeah, that is true, Cora, and it depends on the level of care. Like the person that I take care of is on a ventilator, so they have a machine that breathes for them. Um, and that level of care requires a RN or a LVN. And the difference between an RN and an LVN is an RN uh, is allowed to make assessments. LVNs can do an assessment that's already written out. And like that's the difference there. And there's like a level of schooling. Most of the hospitals have done away with the LVNs. And then they have techs that are trained and whatnot and certified a different way. And they're more like techs or assistants, whereas an LVN was a nurse with instructions. And I'm a nurse with instructions as well. Like I have my instructions and whatnot, but my scope of practice is a little bit bigger. LVNs is a little bit more narrow. Um, they do. But there's all levels of home health care. Like there are people, Coro, like your mom. She used to be a special ed teacher's assistant. You know what I mean? So like you're familiar and stuff like that. So like those types of visits are usually just like ADLs with people that you know they still need supervision and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like you go there and like you help them get a shower. You're there while they're in the shower so that if they fall or anything like that, you know what I mean? Like you're right there to help them. You know what I mean? Or you assist them with that. So like that's more of a nurse's assistant type role, a CNA, and home health agencies do that. But if the patient like had a wound or something like that, an LVN or some other nurse would have to come in and change the dressings on that. You know what I mean? Things like that. So yeah, there's more specialized care. So yeah, that's how I was able to I was making it work and then things got hard and uh everything started costing more, which everybody knows. And I moved companies and I moved up in care, so the level of care. So somebody with a machine that helps them breathe, and you've got to protect their airway is a little bit more. So because of that higher level of skill needed, the hourly was more. So that was nice. Yeah, man, we're everywhere, Coro. You're surrounded by nurses too. I am as well. That's how I got into the whole nursing gig to begin with. I was like, did a self-help book like what color is your parachute. It's super old, like it's from the 80s or something, I don't even know, but like basically it helps you define like what you're looking for in a job and stuff like that. And like healthcare like came up like a million times, and I was surrounded by nurses, and they were all like, you'd be a good nurse, so if that's what you think you want to do, then go do it. So I was encouraged by nurses to do that. So your mother-in-law is a retired RN. She had to retire, so the father-in-law's Medicare, etc., would cover hospice, right? So we'll see whether she stays retired. Yeah, man. If we did convince her to go to the beach for her birthday, amen. So yeah, whether she stays retired, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that's one of those things. As long as she keeps her license up, she can jump back in it. And yeah, there's all levels of help that like need to do out there and stuff like that. And she could even just do PRN work so that she can like supplement. Um, but this is quality time with your father-in-law for her. So she should just not work during that time if she can, you know what I mean? So that she can be there for him. Uncle was a nurse in the madhouse in Sydney. He always looked very stressed out. Yeah, man. I did some time at the state hospital here, mental hospital, and in school and stuff like that. And like it's like corridors and doors that are locked, and you've got a key so that you can get to where you need to go, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And then yeah, man, like yeah, the patients are in distress, you know what I mean, and settling out and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, it can be dangerous. There's a lot of litigation that happens and things like that, like to the point that they just like have a judge come in like several days a week, and like they hold court proceedings like there, so that way they don't have to transfer them to the courthouse and stuff like that. Because yeah, I mean, like you're holding people against their will for a period of time. And yeah, I mean, like the whole process is kind of frustrating because you can't hold somebody long enough to get them to take meds, to get a court order to force them to take meds, and then to have them on the meds long enough for the meds to be taking effect so that they can make appropriate decisions, about their medication. You know what I mean? Like they're gone before then. So there's a lot of like revolving door type stuff. Yeah. The doctor game and nursing game and healthcare game like is like, yeah, it's it's generally rough out there. Oh, Coral, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry for your loss, buddy, but I hope that he was as comfortable as he could be on his way out. And yeah, man, sorry for your loss. Yeah, court orders to hold you, and yeah, and yeah, it's just rough. Want to say that you're saying it sucks or it's sus? Yeah, it is, and yeah, we do fairly well for kids here in Texas and stuff like that, but like we're towards well towards 50 on how we treat the mentally ill in our state. It's a rough situation. Yeah, that's true, Coro. Yeah, when I worked in what I worked at a nursing home for a while. It was high end, so it was a little bit better. Like people are like, "Oh my, I'm confused." There's less like, like people running around like swearing all the time. There were a few, but I enjoyed them because they were cantankerous. But um yeah, but if somebody was just like in general, just kind of mean, like always complaining, you know what I mean, and like just rude, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, like I'd like get a family member like on the side sometime and be like, "Hey, so how was she? Like she's a little mean, you know what I mean?" And they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, how was this person like when you were growing up, like you know what I mean, like when they were younger?" And they were like, "Oh, they were the same." You know what I mean? If you're generally unhappy all your life, you're generally going to be unhappy. You know what I mean? Like when you get institutionalized towards the end of life and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like your personality doesn't change that much. So it's just kind of one of those things. Yeah, that's true, Coro, but also at the same time, man, like people choose, well, I mean, people go out how they go out. You know what I mean? Like they might not feel like they have a choice otherwise, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, when they're uncomfortable and they're not dealing with dying very well, like, yeah, there could be some unwarranted behavior and whatnot, you know what I mean? So yeah, conflicting feelings for sure, man. For sure. Yeah, Coro, that is true, but also I feel that that is something that lots of people want. They don't want to die in a hospital, um, surrounded by machines and stuff like that. They want to be at their home with their stuff. Um, and I feel like we, gotta like honor that choice. But you're right, that probably is more traumatic for the family. Hello, Jeff Kane. All right, Mexicali's at the office, everyone. Mexicali made it into work, everyone. We've done a great job. Yes, we could talk about fish, Coro. It's all gravy, man. I freaking love you, bro. You know what I mean? Like, sounds like you've had quite a week too, man. Um, yeah, man, funerals and weddings, that's when you see like all sorts of people come out of the woodwork from your family, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So hopefully it was good to see some people. It's a shame, but it seems like as we get older, that's the most family time we have is funerals and weddings. It's good to see everybody here. Hey Jeff, we're looking at my lyre tail, uh sword tails, and there is a lyre tail male in there, and some females, but one of those might be a male. But anyway, I've got babies in there and they're cute. But yeah, it's a 10-gallon and it's on the top of my rack. So you're looking at a side view in my garage. The washing machine's to the right. The table where I cut my plants up is to the left. There you go, Jeff. That's what I'm talking about. You're one of those hard people to see. Yeah, Coro, you didn't derail anything, man. Like you were sharing, you know what I mean? And like, I want to give you emotional support just as much as anybody else here, you know what I mean? So I don't think you derailed the conversation so much as you were participating in the conversation an awful lot, like which I like. So you're fine. Ooh, Jeff is one of those always working guys. What are you building rockets, Jeff Kane? Are you working overtime right now? I know rockets are real hot right now. Time for another cup of coffee. Come with me. All right. So here's my sharks. They're convinced that they've done something wrong. My wife usually doesn't make them wait for food this long. So Phineas is especially perturbed. Good night, Nano. Here we go. There's the camera set up for the tank. As you can see, it's dicey. Dicey, dicey. What are we doing? Dangerous. We're flipping out. Oh, there's the little guy. Hold on, let me see if I can get him in the frame. Little guy. These guys have calmed down a lot. These guys are still skittish. And these are, I'm going to pull some males out of here. These are my endlers. I'm going to pull some males out of here and put them in and see what happens. Of course, these guys are saying, hey. But yeah, I mean, like these tanks look pretty good for not being water changed for so long. I've got an algae problem in here. It's overtaking the Saswasser tank. But life is good. Let's. Oh, this is the tank I was working on the other week. This is how it kind of grew in. I haven't done any more work on it, but just that thinning out like really helped. So still working. And show you. Can show you proof of life. These are always harder to show. Can't get anything. Maybe there's one on the filter. There's one. Right there on the end of that leaf there. So proof of life. Still have shrimps. We're doing good, folks. So I've got to fill that thing with dirty water and refill it like, I don't know, 3 times, 4 times, 4 times to change all 26 tanks. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. Yeah, dude, Jeff, I love my koi angels. I need them to breed. I figure if I do these guys, yeah, they're very striking. I like them a lot. They've got everything for the koi jeans, but they still have a stripe, like mostly going through their top fin down to their bottom fin, like through the body. And they've got a lot of pigment on their face. So you can't, with the black, it actually occludes the clear gill plate, and that's what gives those koi they have a clear gill plate, which is gives them that blushing like red spot like on the side of them. So when that's covering them up, like, so these I think are probably uh these would probably have to be called gold marbles. But they've got all the koi genes in there for sure. And I'm sure that I would get some that would, be considered koi um if I bred them. Yeah, buddy, Jethro, strong. Hey, Trash Cat, good to see you. Let's I gave all the flick away. Try this one. Hang on. All right, I got it now. There we go. I'm backing away, see if the other guys will eat too. But there's baby bristle noses in there. They need love too. All right, guys. Just fed everybody in here. I didn't feed the goldfish still. They're very mad. But I lost my cup of coffee. I found it. All right, we're good. Yeah, Jeff Kane asked a good question. Mexicali, how did your angel spawn go? I know that you got them moved to another tank, and then you had wigglers and whatnot. So yeah, I was wondering what your success rate was as far as getting them through that tricky first couple 3 weeks, um, getting them fed. No, Coro, I didn't, but it's on my list. I'm like excited. But you know how it is, man. It's like Highlander, so there can only be one. So like if I ever like run into them like in a public space, like I just assume that I have to kill him before he kills me. But you know, maybe that in and of itself makes me the evil twin. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm the evil one. I mean, like I would think that I would think that I would think that if you've got a doppelganger out there, so you've got like a secret evil twin or whatever, you would always assume that you're not the evil twin. Like, so, like, if you were the evil twin, you would be unaware that you were the evil twin. Thoughts? All of this is fleeting as your favorite song by them. You think that's awesome, dude. Like, that is a great song title and a great thought. Yeah, yeah. I'm working with the bass player the bass player from that, and I think one of the other members is in a band called Tia Carrera, and they've been around for like 30 years. And it's stoner fuzz rock. Like they start playing and then they stop playing like at the end of the set. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty wild. Um Sometimes there's breaks in there, but they can just go, man. Um I really enjoy those guys. And Kurt said to get with him, and they have lots of unreleased stuff that they have recorded, and that they can get me some of that so that I can use it on this channel. So it's a matter of asking and getting, and then editing it for my purposes. But yeah, they're on there. And then I know a guy, Wheels the Rapper, and he said that he would give me some of his stuff. Killed most of the fry, only one surviving. I have to revisit my fry grow out system, and we'll have to do a version of Dean's fry rack. Okay, yeah, you know what? That might be the way, Mexicali. I'm sorry that you lost them all, but I mean, from what I understand, like that is the freaking like dicey part. You know what I mean? The where failure and success takes place is not actually getting them to put the eggs and fertilize the eggs. It's to freaking take care of the babies during that first little time. There is like that's the that's the rub. Right. Yeah, sucks, but it is part of the learning process. You know what I mean? I think it's cool that you're trying and that you're doing good. Like mine aren't happy enough right now to actually do anything. So I've got work to do with them. Big Tank Hank, great to see you, buddy. Nice Facebook post the other day, dude. Um, Everybody out there, suicide awareness, stuff like that, especially in males, things like that. I am a person that is able to be reached out to. If you need somebody to talk to, you reach out to me. We'll talk about it, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, if you need somebody, I'm here. Like, that's like real talk. You know what I mean? The thing is those depression is a freaking like tricky, nasty thing. And you can get in a spot. Now, the thing about it is, clinically, it's only for a short period of time. So if you are thinking about harming yourself, don't wait 3 weeks, wait a month, put it off, find a reason for living, even if that is just to, like make somebody else's life more difficult, you know what I mean? Or go positive with it, you know what I mean? And like you don't know what to do, so just go do something helpful to somebody somewhere, you know what I mean? Sweep a sidewalk, like, clear some brush, like something. You know what I mean? Like the first step is always the hardest with that. But those feelings are temporary, and for better or worse with the mental health system and stuff like that, they know that. That's why there's 3-day hold, suicide watch type of thing, because a lot of times, things are better after 3 days. You know what I mean? Like, just got to get through that rough patch right there where you're like, no, I think it's better if I end it, And yeah, I believe that that is incorrect, and that those decisions, whether I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm here to support. Yeah, Coro. Sorry if you felt like I was digging on you, man. I apologize, but I I thought if you wanted to talk about it, we could talk about it, buddy. Like it was out of love, brother. It was out of love. That's all it is. I wouldn't have noticed him missing. I haven't been in enough chats, but yeah, man. I wonder what he's doing. Is he doing some real life stuff? He is he doing laundry? Is he washing his keyboard? Is his internet down? You know what I mean? Like, no telling. Hopefully he has like a cool story to tell us when he gets back. Yeah, Kalish, Amisa, hi. They did have a study of people who jumped off the Bay Bridge and survived. 99% of them regretted it the minute they jumped. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, thank you, Coro. I mean, like we try, you know what I mean? It takes a little bit of effort, you know what I mean? But like not that much. And my life is so much richer for the effort I put in to be supportive for each other. And that is shown over and over again in this community of people that participate in the live streams and are part of our fish community here online and whatnot. And I think that that type of activity, when it's seen and it's unashamed, um, and just being supportive and being kind, I think that it is kind of contagious. And I think that it inspires other people to do things and to be kind and to help out. You know what I mean? So I think that there's like a momentum that is built as we gather together in these relatively safe spaces. You know what I mean? To I don't know, share human experiences. You know what I mean? Like I'm really struck by and like caught up on the "you are me and I am you" type of I don't know, man. Like it's probably woo woo for a lot of people, but um the idea that we are the universe experiencing itself, you know what I mean? And that everybody here is the same on a grand scale, you know what I mean? I get into that. Dig, dig, dig. That's right. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, I think that we all inspire each other to like be better, and like that is, and the fact that I'm awake at night, and as a social being, as an extrovert, I need to talk to and interact with other people because that makes me feel good, as opposed to like not talking to people and like being isolated. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be doing this hobby if this part of it wasn't around, because I don't really enjoy being by myself. Um uh and like doing things on my own. I'd much rather be like hanging out with people. So yeah, the social aspect of this is so great for me. Um yeah, that's all I have to say about that. We're all primates, that's right, man. That's true, Drift Kane. And hey man, and you know as much as anybody else that we're not always in a great mood. We're not always nice. You know what I mean? Like, but the more time that I spend trying to elevate and be a positive influence and like not add to the chaos, you know what I mean? Like to help problem solve and whatnot, and talk about things. Like, yeah, the more time I spend in that zone, the happier I am in general. I don't know, depends on the person. That is true. That is true. There are plenty of people that I love from afar. You know what I mean? Like, I love them and wish them the best. And like me being around, like it seemed like it agitated them. You know what I mean? So it's best not to, you know what I mean? Like, Live and let live. Live and let live situation. That's what I do with depends on a person, on the person. A Misa right there. Freaking Hallmark card and a half right there, man. I freaking love it though. It's truth. I want to say it's like an autism group, the Be Kind group. They had a lot of t-shirts and stuff like that. Big Steve's exotic. Hey man, how are you today? Holy crap. It's 12:11 over here, guys. We missed the midnight. We are now into Thursday. Wednesday night's over here in Central Texas. It's Thursday morning. It's quiet. The only noise on this block tonight is going to be me refilling a bucket with a hose. Right. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, there you go. Big Steve, man. Dropping some truth right there, man. And you're saying when you were in active addiction. So, congratulations on that, Big Steve. I'm glad it didn't either, buddy. There you go. There's probably already one out there, but there's got to be one where you like type of like a rude or angry email, and then an AI bot like freaking like edits it and like takes it all and like makes it like corporate speak. You know what I mean? To like get your point across. Yeah, I'm a big fan of burning things. So like, yeah, write that letter on paper and then burn it. Burning things is like therapeutic. Like I used to burn all my notes from high school every year. Occasionally a whole backpack would go in there. Um, we do that at the end of the year, me and my buds. Wow, Big Steve. That sounds heavy, bro. For my last email. Everybody, set your watches and clocks. George RB3 in just a mere 15 hours. Gonna have some jokes for us. Thank you, George. I hope the Christmas card organizing has gone well, and that you are ready for a great freaking holiday season, bro. Hopefully, one of these cold fronts is going to come down here, and we're going to get something that looks like Texas fall slash winter soon. It's been rainy here the past few days, which is nice when you're on the night shift because then the sun isn't annoying you on your way to work or you on your way home. For sure. Big Steve's knows what's up. George is always guaranteed to lift the mood. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, guys, let's talk about it. This is coming up on Tuesday. I got an invitation from a nurse that I worked with in the past when I was at the hospital. She reached out over a Facebook comment and said that I should come by on Halloween, and I'm off on Tuesday. I might just do that. She's one of those Halloween people, and she has like crazy like level of decorations, like the whole yard, you know what I mean, like things that move, like all sorts of like awesome Halloweenness, you know what I mean, and like gets excited about it every year, spends all month like decorating for it and whatnot, you know what I mean. Might be worth a drop by. So I think I might take her up on that and do that. Yeah, George needs you guys to hit the thumbs up, please. I do appreciate it. I mean, like, I don't love it as much as George RB3 loves it, but I like it. I give it a thumbs up. A mushroom elf, Amisa, your child sounds awesome. Mushroom elf costume is finished. Hoping I can pull one together for work, but not sure. Pull an old one out. Hey man, always works. If you actually dropped any money on like Renaissance gear, it's like freaking get it out, dude. Boom, gratefulness. Coming at life from a spot of gratefulness or thankfulness. Like, man, that really helps me stay focused on the positive and doing what I need to do and examining what I do and why I do it. You know what I mean? You're not going to be the little gremlin in the ducting, Jeff? You really want to do a steampunk Tinkerbell. I could see I can see that costume like not being exactly easy and ending up like taking more time. You know what I mean? Like, Yeah, Cora, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like you're like once you start steampunking it up, it's like I don't know. Like I feel like steampunk is kind of hard in the fact that you know what I mean. Like how do you make it like sleek, but no, I don't know. I don't know how to explain my thought. So everybody's just gonna have to forgive me on that. Another cup of coffee. Come with me. I'm drinking out of my aquarium co-op mug, and my wife ended up helping me and find something that well, it wasn't in plain view, but I mean, it was where coffee cups were. But I thought that I had lost Jason's depths unknown. I have the diver's helmet coffee cup, my favorite. But I'm drinking out of my aquarium co-op mug. And it had gotten pushed to the side and back. So I found it. What do we got here? Nice. So yeah, Cora, when you're talking about something as small as a tank, could you get a better seal out of like acrylic? You know what I mean? So just make it out of acrylic. That way it is fish room safe. But that might be able to hold up to a higher temperature if the silicone doesn't. That's fun though. A freaking like rimless tank coffee cup would be kind of fun. Minimum 10 ounces, if not 16. Okay, Jeff, I like it. I agree, but while I'm here at the house, I like hovering around the going back to the coffee pot over and over again and like getting another cup and like waiting for it to cool. And then when it cools, drink it and get another one. Gets my fat butt up more often. Yeah, yeah, unfortunately. I think that to make something like that, it's too niche. Like rimless tank cups would like have to like gain some momentum, like bobbleheads did. Now you can get a custom bobblehead, and I'm just waiting for that price to drop. You know what I mean? a little bit more as more people get into it. Mark gifted me a mug with a joke from George, and it's my favorite part of the workday now. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's just a coffee cup, but the fact that like you bought it from somebody at an event, or you won it in their live stream, or you watch their live stream, like that's like the point of the merch, is like it reminds you of that person, so it's more than a t-shirt. You know what I mean? I get compliments on that Rico Stan one like all the time. And I freaking tell them who Rico Stan is, you know what I mean? And where to find him. You know what I mean? Like they're never that interested, but you know what I mean? But somebody will be, and we'll get more people. Yeah, if you want something bigger than that, you got to go to like the to go like coffee mugs and stuff like that. Those vacuum ones seem to be killing the market right now and everywhere. I've got, I want to say they're Tigo is the name of them, but they hold 20 ounces, and they're vacuum, so, and made out of 10, and they've got a little rubber thing around them and a good sippable lid that closes, and then it doesn't leak, so I can take that cup and close it and put it inside of my bag and it won't leak. So pretty great. That is a good question, Jeff Kane. I don't know whether he did or not. Yeah, man, your work cup. Y'all, this coffee is so good. Mexicali did not order them yet. That's all right. We're just reminding him that he needs to get it done. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a wonderful evening. Thank you for sharing some time with me and enjoying this tank. I love everyone. Want you to have a wonderful, wonderful week. Um, we'll see whether things calm down at work or whether I'm needed again after this weekend. So yeah, man, I'm on my way back to work tomorrow night. So I probably won't be live as much. I won't be in the lives as much, but I will be catching replays as I can. And I love you guys, and keep up the great conversations, and be nice to each other, and love your fish. Let's go see let's go see what June's doing. Good night, everyone.